Hey guys, so I thought I owed you guys my labor and delivery story, so here it is. So you guys know that I was due on June 14th and I had him on June 13th. What had happened was Sunday, June 12th, I was having some crazy contractions, but it wasn't just on June 12th that I was having contractions. I had been having some crazy contractions for about 4 days. So they had called this prodromal labor, I don't know how to say it, but that's just basically Braxton Hicks. Basically, it's just false labor. They don't like to call it false labor, but I was going through false labor. My body was just like, hey, the baby's coming, let's prepare you. Now there's ladies that have prodromal labor for weeks and weeks, but I was lucky and I only had it for 4 days. But it was pretty bad. I definitely thought I was having the baby almost every day that I was having those contractions, because they were pretty awful until I had the real deal contraction. So for 4 days, I was just trying to walk and walk and walk and walk and walk because I thought that the baby was coming any day. I was doing everything I could. I did the yoga ball, I ate spicy food, I did castor oil. Don't ever do castor oil because I just crapped my pants everywhere and I just felt super nauseous and it just didn't really help me out. It made my Braxton Hicks a lot more, but you know what? I just really regret doing it because, you know, I'm sure that the baby was in stress because I was just, you know, pushing it too far. I ate a ton of pineapple, which I think helped a lot. I drank tons and tons and tons of water. I literally walked like 8 miles a day for those 4 days because I just wanted to get the baby out ASAP. So Sunday we went to church just like normal. I was like, okay, I can do this because, you know, I'm probably just gonna have these random contractions that have just not done anything for me. And well, obviously they were doing stuff for me, but I just was kind of hopeless at that point. I was like, okay, whatever, he's never gonna come, I'm just whatever. So anyways, we were sitting at church and I was like, oh my gosh, these contractions like really hurt. And I was like squeezing Courtney's arm and his leg. I was like, okay, these like really hurt. So I started timing him. I had been timing him those 4 days. Like I was saying, like I was having those contractions that I wasn't sure if they were real or fake, but obviously they were false. But I started timing them for reals on Sunday, and they were like 4 minutes to 5 minutes apart, and I was like, oh my gosh, these hurt so freaking bad. Like I was in so much pain, and I just wanted to scream at everybody. I was not feeling very good. So anyways, we got done with sacrament, and I was like, you know what, I can't go to any other classes. I'm just like, I can't, So we came home and I was like, I'm gonna take some Tylenol and I'm just gonna take a little nap and just see what happens. So I took a little nap and I woke up and I was like, oh, great. Those were just fake again. Fake, whatever. So I just kind of, you know, shrugged my shoulders. I was like, whatever, he's gonna be like 5 weeks late. Like that can even happen, but I just lost all hope. I was so depressed. I was so sad and mad, but I got up, I was like, okay, I gotta pee. So I went pee and all of a sudden I stood up and there was a few drops of water or whatever came out of me, and I was like, I just peed. I don't think this was, I don't know. So I called Courtney upstairs and I was like, Courtney, there's like liquids coming out of me, and he was like, okay, not like I can really do much to help you, but he's like, I don't know what this is. So I called my mom in. Like, Mom, come in here. And she came in and she's like, oh, it's your water. So then a lot more came out at that point, like tons more came out, and it was just like everywhere. Horror story, this is so gross. So anyways, yeah, it came out and it was definitely my, oh, and body finished. So definitely it was my water that I had just broke. So I was like, so excited, but I was like freaking out at that point. I was like, what do I do? And, oh, good Bart. So I was just freaking out. Then I had my first real contraction. Now, for those of you who haven't had a real contraction, they suck so badly. They are, for me personally, it was probably the worst pain I've ever had in my entire life. Like, I wanted to like murder myself because they hurt so badly, and I I was in so much pain. I just couldn't handle it, and I was so nauseous. And I just remember me and Courtney got in the car. We just hurried to the hospital as fast as we could. So I brought a towel in the car because I didn't want to leak anywhere. And we got to the hospital, and of course there's like a little line at the hospital, and these girls are like waiting to get a tour. I'm standing there with my hands down between my crotch, leaking everywhere. And my husband's like, okay, we need to like get in there right now because her water broke. And so then we go into like this little waiting room area, and the lady's like, are you sure your water broke? Let's go in the bathroom and like take a little test. And as I like spread my leg, just like a huge gush just came right out. And I was like, I'm pretty sure this is my water because I don't have to pee at all. And she was like, oh yeah, I think this is your water. I think your water broke. I was like, yep, okay, put me in a room, like, let's just see what's going on because I know I'm having this baby right now and these contractions really hurt. Then they started getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. Oh, they were so horrible, but he was so worth it. Okay, they were horrible. So at that point, we got into the triage room, whatever. They were doing tests on me. And then they even got even more worse. And I was just about to die. And then I started throwing up everywhere. It was so, this is so dramatic, I know. But I am pretty dramatic. So I was throwing up everywhere. My mom made me a really nice grilled cheese sandwich, and I threw it all up with a side of Doritos and soda pop that I had before. But yeah, I threw up everywhere. Like every time I was having a contraction, like I basically threw up because the pain was just so intense. Like my back was just, oh my gosh, it felt like knives were in my back and in my stomach, and I was just, oh, I was in so much pain. So Courtney was like, hey, can she get an epidural? So the lady checked me, and I was 1 centimeter dilated. So I was pretty ticked off. I was like, are you kidding me? 1 centimeter? You have to be like 4 to get an epidural. And I was like in so much pain. I felt like the biggest wimp in the entire universe at that point because I was like, you kidding me? I'm 1 centimeter and I'm already in this much pain. Like, there's no way. But she had said that it was more painful for me because I had lost so much cushion, so I didn't have any more cushion left. So his head was like right there, but I was only dilated 1 centimeter, if that makes sense. So I was in a lot of pain. And what's going on? Let's flip around. Do you want to see what's going on? 1 centimeter dilated. So they came in and they gave me some medicine for nausea, and I just was so uncomfortable. I felt like crap and whatever. Like during me not having contractions, I was just fine. I felt great. And then it would come again and it was just terrible. And so finally they brought me into the delivery room, and things started to pick up a little bit, but they were still pretty slow. So my labor was like 12 hours, which was, people say that my delivery was pretty short, but I don't know. I felt like it was kind of a long time because I was in quite a bit of pain. But they came in when I was, what, 2 centimeters dilated, and they gave me the epidural because I was just throwing up like crazy and it was just bad. So then here comes the fun part at what happened. So what happened was they gave me the epidural, and before that they had put a bag of fluids into me. So what they were supposed to do was give me 2 bags of fluid, not just 1, because since we live here in Tucson, it's really hot and they don't know if I could be dehydrated. So they had only given me 1 bag of fluid, and I just remember I was kind of feeling lightheaded, and all of a sudden all these nurses just started, it's okay baby, all these nurses just started running in, and oh my gosh, just talking like crazy, so cautious, running around. They put an oxygen mask on my face, and I was like laying there. Courtney was freaking out. My mom was like, what is going on? I guess that my blood pressure had dropped super low, and so did the baby's, so they were super concerned, and I had no idea what was even going on. I was just freaking out. I was like, what is going on? All these there was probably 6 or 7 nurses in there just surrounding me, doing things, putting things on me, and I was just freaking out. And so then finally they got me back to normal, and I was feeling a lot better. I wasn't so lightheaded. And after that, my temperature rose, which sucked again because I got an infection that they caught in time. My sister-in-law they didn't catch it in time, so she actually had to have a C-section from it, and they caught mine in time, so they just gave me some antibiotics. But by that point I was feeling great because I had epidural in me, and I just was like, do whatever you want, because I feel like I'm on cloud 9 right now. I felt so good, even though my legs were like dead weight elephant legs, and they were so heavy, and it was crazy. But then everything after that went great. So I guess he wanted to eat a little bit more. So everything went great after that. I just was feeling so great. I mean, I was still throwing up a little bit because I was just kind of like nauseous, but I was fine. Courtney brought me some ice chips and I just ate those. So we just kind of relaxed for the next little while, and then all of a sudden I was like, I feel a head, but I'm not sure what's going on, and I just wasn't sure like what the feeling was or what the signs were. So I just had felt a little bit of pressure down below. I was like, I don't know, whatever. So I asked the nurse, I was like, hey, will you just check me just to see? She's like, sure. So she checked me and she's like, oh, his head's right there. Yep, you're gonna have the baby right now. So they pretty much just dropped everything they were doing and put my legs up, and I started pushing. I pushed for 30 minutes and I had him. It was so quick, so like 12 hours tops. I had him at 2:43 a.m. on the 13th of June. So his birthday is June 13th, and he weighed 7 pounds, 4 ounces. He is a little chunk now. He has gained a lot. Well, not a lot. He's a month old, and now he weighs 9.5 pounds. He got weighed yesterday at his little doctor's appointment because he has a little tiny cold and a little virus that's just going through him. She said that he should be just fine, and just to keep an eye on him. But seriously, being a mom is the best thing ever. I know I've only been a mom for a month. I've been so sleep deprived and everything. How angry I wake up every single time I have to wake up to feed him because I'm so tired. But I just look at his little face and he just is so sweet and so innocent, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can never be mad. Like, this is so worth every time I have to wake up. Like, he is, oh my gosh, so perfect, and I wouldn't take anything back for the entire world. Like, he is honestly the most perfect little thing ever, and I'm so thankful that I could be a mom, and we're so blessed. And my labor story sounded a little scary and whatnot, but it really wasn't. I'm such a wuss, and I really am the biggest baby, but I feel like my labor was pretty good. Other than the few things that we had to do, we were in the hospital for a couple extra days because I had to get treated for group B strep that I had tested positive for, and I had to get treated for that infection that I had and just kind of recover for the rest of the time. So that's pretty much it for my labor and delivery story. He seriously is so sweet, and I'll post another video when he is like up and like so excited to be here. He's still just like sleeping all the time and eating. I've been breastfeeding a ton. I did have a problem with breastfeeding. I was having to use like a nipple guard, which I really hated, and I went and got his little tongue clipped, and I went and saw a lactation specialist, and she helped me a ton. So he's been latching perfectly. Breastfeeding has gone perfect. I've been so stinking lucky, and I'm just so blessed because we're going home this month to go see our families. We've had a lot of family come and help us out for the first little bit, and that was awesome. But now we get to go home and just have a whole bunch of fun, go boating, go to Lagoon, go to Bear Lake, and just hang out with everybody, and they all get to see baby Hudson. But we love him so stinking much. I hope this video was okay for you guys. I know it was kind of gross and whatnot, my little story. I was kind of everywhere and all over the place, and I just wanted to cover everything that happened to me. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give a thumbs up and let me know what your guys' labor and delivery story was, and comment below and tell me if yours was a good or a bad experience. I had a really good experience, even though there were some tough things that happened, but everything was good, and we got a beautiful baby out of it, and he's super healthy. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I'll be posting a video super soon. I am hoping that I can post maybe a beauty video soon. I've wanted to do another summer video because I have some products that I got, and I'm really excited to tell you guys about them. Anyways, I hope you guys like this video, and I'll make a video super soon. Bye.